Sam, you'll have to unmute yourself. Rakesh is not, I think, his internet. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, you're.
Simin, are you monitoring today?
Amrita and I are doing it.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank
Jai
you.
Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Okay. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we help us all to love you more and more, and still yet more, till we
become worthy of union
with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's Daman till the very end. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Dear Baba, please join us during this meeting and bless the 34 participants and all the others in the entire world in your creation. Bless them all and give them courage to pull through these difficult times. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you, Baba.
Would you like me to start with a story, or shall we get on with business straight away, Jimmy?
No, story. Go ahead.
Story? Oh, okay. Mr. Khan is in mood today, huh? Ekdam. Jamshedji, how's Mrs.? Fine?
She's okay. Thank you.
She's okay. Good. Okay. This happened once in Mehrabad. Baba was in the olden days, and one very rich Irani from Bombay, Parsi or Irani, I don't really remember, came for his darshan. Baba was very happy to see him. He was very happy to meet Baba, this, that, and the other. And then slowly during the meeting, he takes out an envelope and gives it to Baba. And Baba says, "What is this?" He says, "Baba, this is a small token of rupees 500 for you to use in your work, this, that, and the other." Now, 500 in those days was a very big amount. So Baba says, "No, Baba, I don't want any of this. Please take it back. Take it back as my prasad, this, that, and the other." This man won't have any of it. He kept insisting. So finally, Baba tells Zairaj to take this envelope and keep it safe somewhere, as in when the need be, Baba would let him know. So the Eras does just that, and he keeps the envelope away. After some time, they plan on a trip, and before setting off, Baba is reminding Eraj to take that envelope. So Eraj takes that money with him, and they set off. And during the journey in the car, Baba says, "This time I'd like to meet someone who's a true lover of God, who has been honest, truthful, and because of his sticking around to the goodness has fallen upon bad times, and the poor chap is now suffering, and I would like to help him out." So Erat says, "How do we find such a person?" So Baba says, "Just keep your eyes and ears open in case you hear about someone like that. Let us know and we will do it." They arrive at their place, and a couple of days pass by. One day, Erach is having a nariyal pani, coconut water. Ram Nori, please note, this is because of that coconut water that the story I remembered. So during that, there was a panwala shop next to it. So Iraj, whilst having his this thing, he hears about the men talk about some gentleman called Mr. Rao, who was a big shot in the municipality. And because of his honest nature and not being able to participate in the corrupt ways of the working, he was condemned, brought to shame, and thrown out. Finally, बिचारे को वहां से निकाल दिया था. Now, being a municipal worker, he was staying in the municipal quarters. He was quite a big shot, so उसको अच्छी तरह से small bungalow and all were given. But now he was thrown out and he had to look for accommodation. पैसे बिल्कुल खत्म और his health started deteriorating. He had a grown-up daughter who was to be married. Then there was no money. All sorts of problems. Iraj heard about all this. So he tried to find out the address कि भाई ये कहाँ मिलेगा ये आदमी. So they told him roughly as to how to get there and all that. So Iraj goes around hunting for this place and he stumbles across this nice little bungalow where it says Mr. Rao on the door. Now, Rao is a very common surname in that area. And this Rao, who is now the occupant, is also some big shot, but not of honest means and stuff like that. So when Iraj asked about this man, he said, oh, that fellow's jhopri is the end of the city. When you get out of the city, there will be a very small jhopri. Iraj says, how will I find out? That man says, it's very simple. Today is the festival of Diwali is going on. All of the city and all around, there will be lights lit up. But there won't be a single light or a lamp in this man's house. It will be in darkness. So Iraj locates this place, knocks at the door, and this young girl's voice comes. She says, please, आज के दिन माफ करो, हमारे पास अभी किसी को कुछ भी देने के लिए पैसे नहीं है. Please leave us today. So Iraj insists and she opens the door and Iraj says, my elder brother would like to meet your father and this, that. And he sees the father lying down, bichara, quite helpless. And there is a picture of Ram next to that man's bed and stuff like that. So this girl says, who are you? So Iraj says, we are from Mumbai, and my elder brother, he has this habit of helping out people. So he would like to come tomorrow and visit you all and this, that, and the other. So she turns around to the father and father says, okay, theek hai, abhi itne jan aake gaye, one more is not going to make any difference. Next day, Baba and Iraj arrive. The Tonga is parked somewhere a little distance away. Both of them walk in, knocks at the door. Baba and Iraj are greeted and they go in. And that girl is very fascinated with Baba's looks. And she's really very, very respectful and pays her obeisance and everything. And then Iraj says, do me a favor, just get us a bucket full of water and some basin. And she quickly runs and brings that. Baba washes that man's feet, dries them up nicely. Then he tells Iraj, wo envelope nikalo. So Iraj takes out that envelope and pass it on to Baba. Baba just takes that envelope and puts it under that man's pillow, kind of thing. And then he tells Zaira, chalo, let's go. Halfway when they are between the house and between that hut and the tonga, that man gets up and yells out to them and says, who are you all? So Irach again said, we are from Mumbai and we just wanted to help out. He says, no, this has got to be something from the divine God himself. And he tells Irach, he said, you look at this frame here, this Ram's picture. I am a bhakt of Ram and I had sworn कि आज के दिन ये दिवाली का दिन निकल जाएगा. Tomorrow my daughter and I would consume some kind of a poison and end our life. We can't take it anymore. And how timely your so-called elder brother has intervened and helped us out. So my dear friends, this is just for us to know that Baba recognizes, Meher Baba recognizes his true lovers who stick to the truth and help them out in their time of need. Of course, that graph goes up, the suffering goes to the climax, and then suddenly the Lord opens up the doors. Okay? I hope you all like this story. Thank you very much. Now, Jamshedji, the nation wants to know you're interviewing with the Banas. And then if we have time, we shall read the calendar later on. Okay. All yours, Jimmy. Okay.
Jai Baba, everyone.
Jai Baba.
We have Bana family with us today. We will start with the father, Parvez, and then we'll take on Natasha and Tinaz. So we start with Parvez. Parvez all set? I suppose, yes. Parvez, unmute yourself.
Yes, done, I think.
Parvez, will you introduce yourself in a couple of sentences? Just go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, sure. I am a retired person, senior citizen, of course, but I started my career in advertising. And I was with corporates as well as advertising agencies, where I was more on the marketing side. And my whole career has been in the marketing as well as subsequently into copywriting and such things, creative writing, where I've made certain corporate films, corporate ads and such things, and of course, and ads also. So I started my career with India Book House, where I was in charge of Children's Book Center. And at the same time, joined companies like Ion Exchange, Lintas, and Mudra and such things. But then I started on my own, where I was writing all this copywriting. But what happened was, it was in 2000 that I was working with my colleague, my friend, Naushad Mehta. And I was at his house, that was in Dadar. And that is the first time that I saw the picture, a frame of Baba. And it was quite intriguing. And I asked him who he was. So he said, my dad is a bhakt. And his dad used to always sit on the balcony. So a couple of times I had gone to his house, many times rather, many times we used to work together on some campaign and such things. So I asked him, who was he? Then I talked to his father. Father didn't say much, but he gave me a book to read, which I did not take much interest. And there was such a huge book was there on Baba with some drawings and graphs. So now I remember it was involution and evolution of what was some, now it flashes into my mind. But I returned to him and thereafter it was forgotten. That was in 2000, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, around 2000, 2001. And gradually it was forgotten. But that picture kept on in my mind. And when it was late 2015 or 2016, after 15 or 14, 16 years, I used to see Baba's photograph in Jame Weekly, and I used to be reminded of what I had seen earlier. And every Sunday in Jame Weekly, I used to see this. And I said, it's time that I knew more about it and I should go there. And once, twice I postponed it, but thereafter I could not. And then I booked it. And that was the first trip of mine to Meherbar. And that is how my first trip started from, of course, opposite Bharti Hospital, where I met Mr. Jimmy Khan and KFC, and they were standing outside. I said, let me see now what is going to happen. I didn't know what I was going through, what I was going to do. And I didn't know what was lying in store for me over there also. But subsequently, the moment I stepped into the bus, I felt very comfortable. I found very familiar faces, not familiar, I need no many. But at the same time, I found that it was the most comfortable space that I should be in. And everything started when, to be honest, Mr. Jimmy Khan, the whole journey introduced us. There were new groups and there were freshers and there were old timers also. But for freshers like me, it was really an introduction to Baba, his stories, how he is there in Meherbar, what he used to do, how people were wrong, what teachings he has, the certain stories which touched me hell of a lot, quite a lot. But then what happened is I said, okay, fine. I'm for the next 3 to 4 hours, I was tuned to the whole thing. And I knew I was grasping everything over there. Then once I reached over there, I was highly impressed. And I found that the place was so serene, so quiet, so peaceful, so tranquil. And I somehow feel that it's a heavenly abode, you can say. Absolutely fantastic. And when you meet people with the same thoughts, with the same ideas, and with the same ideology, it changes your mind and it changes the whole perception of the reason for being over there. And thereafter, I was introduced to the frame, to the displays over there in the dining room and all. Though I had read a little bit about the Perfect Masters and all, but then that experience was absolutely amazing. I never knew I was in the right direction. I never thought that I could be introduced to such things in a very nice and a very logical manner. Logical in the sense, the truth which is there behind us, which we don't know. The truth of the real people who are really the true gods or or the gods representative who are there. And especially when we are talked about the whole history, the lives of the Perfect Masters and what Meher Baba did over there, and during the times when people would go there, and the teachings took me to a different level altogether. See, normally when we say Baba, I always thought that there are so many other Babas alive. There are so many Babas who come to you and say this and do that, but finally everything boils down to the money. They talk of money. And that was one thing which was very disturbing. When you talk about yourself as Baba and then you say that you want money and you must do this, you must do that, the rituals and dogmas and such things, it's very disgusting and irritating. Then I thought that, okay, this is one Baba who doesn't ask for such things. On the contrary, he says, I'm going to take away all from you rather than giving you anything like that. Because I'm going to give you a spirituality which money does not buy. And that is something which touched me hell of a lot. And that is exactly what I did not expect it, but this is exactly what my thoughts were. That if a true person comes along, if a true godman or somebody is there, then he will not talk of money. He will not talk of behaving this way or that way, attending this and attending that and asking for money and going through rituals and such things. And it fitted perfectly into my frame of mind. And this is when I started more interest in it. And once we went to the Baba's tomb over there, the crypt, when I bowed down, it was a massive, massive, massive experience which touched me hell of a lot. Touched me in the sense I knew I was at the right place. I knew the right type of people were there. And I felt that talking to such people means I'm talking to people who believe in Baba. And those who believe in Baba, they believe in truth. And those who believe in truth believe that they should be sincere, straightforward, even if they are blunt, even if they are really may not be talking, but they are talking the truth. They will not misguide you. They will not lie to you. And this is what I expect from people. But here in our daily life, right from our working experience for so many years, you find acquaintances, you find people, but you don't find friends. You don't find people who are true. You don't find people who speak the truth. I've come across lots of management graduates and such people, and they're so sweet on the face, but you can't trust them. And I've experienced it. And that is when I feel that I don't know whom to trust and whom not to trust. And finally, it boils down to okay, what should I do? When I look at a person, I know he's talk straight. I know he's talking right. I know he's doing, but I still cannot trust him because I've gone through this experience of working where they are only acquaintances. They climb on your shoulder and they climb up in the ladder. That's how it is. But time comes that, many times you're stabbed in the back and whatever has happened. But the point is to trust somebody is a very important thing in the world. Very, very important thing. Because if there is trust, there is everything. And the most important thing that Baba teaches is trust in him. He will never misguide you. He will never let you down. He'll never teach you something which is wrong. He will always tell you what is right. Even if you are in the wrong, he will tell you in a nice, persuasive way that this is right and this is what the direction is. And if it does not come to you that way, still you must mean that yes, there is something good and there is something truth in it. And that means holding his daman is most important thing which I found. And that is my guiding light, you can say. And I feel so relieved that maybe after so many years, I've come across, let's say, a God man, you can say, whom you can trust, whom I bow down, whom I can listen to, whom I can read, and the stories and the impressions that I get. I'm not referring to other things, but the impressions of my reading that I get is something so divine. There is no selfishness in it. There is absolutely zero selfishness. It is always giving, and giving love and everything. And that is the truth which I found. So since then, I have been coming to a couple of times to the Bombay Center, and I've read quite a lot of Baba. And I found, to be honest, a lot of direction in my life, a nice direction in my life. Direction in the sense, what to do, what not to do, what to do is what extra to do, what extra not to do. And most important thing is, if you depend on him and if you take his name, he will always guide you. That is the most important thing. So you refrain from doing something wrong, but you always encourage you to do something right. And these are the things which I feel. Like the direction, if you ask me, direction is like, there are sanskaras which we was talking about. And I know in my whole advertising life, the sort of people that I've come across, it's not easy to be truthful sometimes, to be honest. But the point is that these are the sanskaras which stick to you. And when they stick to you, you feel that this age, I have come to know Baba. Had I come to known him earlier, probably my life would have been different. I don't know. Maybe this was in my destiny that I should know him now and reflect upon whatever has happened in my past and make sure that those 10 things which he has mentioned, ego, anger, injustice, and all these 10 things which he has said, that you must try to overcome. So this is one direction which you find that, as you say, that you must overcome those qualities which are negative qualities. And therefore, we know it. Our parents have taught us. But at the same time, what has happened is that there is something concrete that is coming in front of you. And when something concrete comes right from Baba's mouth, that is God's mouth, it's something you can't ignore and you should never ignore. So I feel that is what is most important thing. So I've tried to adopt and adapt to that sort of a situation. And also he has said that you can live your normal life, which I live my normal life, but I also feel what he said, I should overcome those negative qualities. And even overcoming those negative qualities is not enough. If Baba says very clearly that if you want my nazar or you want my grace, then you must always do something better, something extra, something which is extraordinary. And there's 7 things that he had mentioned. And I think the 2 best things that what one can do is unconditional love. And second, what he has said was selfless service. If I can adopt this, and if I can sow the seeds of these 2 qualities now, maybe later time in my day, one my year, whatever it is, I'll still be successful, or I'll still be on the right path, and which I feel to be able to do it. And I'm going to do it, and I'm doing it also. So to change a habit is a very important thing, which I've been gathered or encountered for so many years. Habit is one thing which is nothing but a reflection of your behavior over a period of time. And behavior is nothing which culminates into a habit. And to change a habit at a later part of your life is a very, very difficult thing. It's impossible. Like sometimes I feel I'm very short-tempered. But then at this age, if you tell me to change, I still get angry. Why should I change? But the point is that you become conscious of whatever we are. And to become conscious of whatever we are is the most important thing, because then only you can overcome it. But it happens. But the moment you keep on taking Baba's name, he helps you in overcoming such things. And I've experienced it. And many a times I say what's happening over here, but it happens. And the changes do happen, but it's a gradual change. And I know this is not my only life. I've got many other lives to live, surely. And so if I sow the seeds now, probably for a period of time, I may overcome this. So this is what my journey is. I've been reading quite a lot of Baba's stories. They are very inspiring. They're very truthful. They guide you. They don't tell you straight away, but at the same time, implicitly, God knows, Baba says, I know everything. I know he knows me better than my own breath or my own self. So how can you defy when he writes something like this? And when you know that Baba is writing something, there is a purpose to each and everything that is happening in life. And if you don't become aware of that, it's our fault. It's not his fault. So this is how life is, and this is what my career is. And so, as I said, I started my journey with my India book house. And now what I'm planning is to do something about the children's side. And whatever I found that we have been learning and we have been reading, which would be more ideal and apt if these could be put in a very simple language and with a lot of characters, pictures and all that. So I'm thinking of putting his principles in a very nice way for children, which we can start a children's book. 1 or 2 days I've thought of. It's more in the planning stage. It's more of a thoughtful stage. And though I've collected the material and everything, it may take some time. But these principles, if children come to know right from the earlier age or earlier stage, because they don't know who's Baba, but if you entice them with some good, interesting stories, which we talk of, let's say, which gives them a lot of both and all that stuff. So I think that makes a lot of sense. You mold the child who's like a plasticine. You mold it in the way that you want. So if you put the right thought, you get the right words and you'll get the right action. So I thought probably why not? Because his principles are so simple. His principles are so good. And if only parents were to encourage at that age, probably there'll be more of good generation or a more knowledgeable generation of Baba that may come along. So probably I'm thinking of that. Maybe Baba's intentions, I do not know. But if something happens, probably I will, in short time, I'll show you a book which I'm writing very simple stories, mysteries. And that's how it is. So this is my journey. I started with India Book House and I'm starting with children's books, which I think I'm wanting to write just now at this point of time. So let's see. Jai Baba. I don't know what else to say.
Parvez, I remember the first time you came alone, right?
Yes, of course.
What did Roshni or what did she think about my husband is going somewhere, God, some Mehrabad, near Ahmednagar? What did she think? What did she?
Yeah, I'll tell you. See what happened was she also was supposed to come to Mehrabad. We had booked the tickets for both of us, but unfortunately she could not make it because she had a terrible back pain. Isn't it? Yeah, just the evening before she had a terrible back pain, and she had a lot of cough, and she just said, "I cannot make it." So I said, "Should I go in that case?" He said, "Yeah, go. Why shouldn't you go?" So that is how she could not make it, and I made it. And afterwards, this whole journey started when she also started. Even second time, she could not make it. Then she felt very down and out, like, what the hell? Every now and then, whenever I start booking, I'm unable to go. Then the third time she came, and that's how. And then after my daughter, Natasha and Tinaz both tagged along. And I'm so happy that the whole Bana family is now in it. And I'm so happy that once you are on the same wavelength, everything works out perfectly. Everybody should be on the same wavelength, and that trust factor should be there. So now we know that if something happens to us, we have to take Baba's name and move on. That's all. And it happens and it falls in place. You cannot avoid it, and he will not ignore you. That much faith and trust that I have now. That is how. So my wife is also there in it now. No problems for that.
Parvez, your life after coming to Baba must have changed dramatically. Is that the right word am I using?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Very much so. The thinking has changed. Ideology has changed. The belief has changed. You start working in a direction where you know that there is something definite and specific. And that is the most important thing. You must move in a direction that, earlier we used to grope in the dark. What is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. We don't know. But after reading a lot of books about God, he says what you think may be right also. Maybe for others it may be wrong. Most important thing which I found in Baba's teaching is, let me tell you, this is very important in guiding my life, is that he says, don't worry, be happy. Now, what do you mean by don't worry, be happy? When he says don't worry means, my journey has started from A and I'm going to Z. In between, there are so many platforms and so many things that are coming along. But it is he himself who puts a problem in front of you. He himself says that I put the problem. You have patience. You take my name. I'll find a way out for you. It's only that you should have trust in me. And it happens. Just take his name. You don't worry about it. Take your time. But he will never misguide you. And that is the most important. Have trust in him. Have faith in him. And that is what. So he puts a problem and he gives a solution also. It's only that he wants to know that you trust him, that you believe in him, and then he'll always guide you. That's why he says, hold on to my daman. There's nothing else. And I feel, and another ideology which really changed my thinking is, there is nothing like hell. There is all in a different grades of goodness. Anybody and everybody. And I related to one of the chapters in Baba's, that book, God Speak. There is only one soul in the world, or there is only one soul existing. Where is God's soul? And we are out of that God's soul, we are all the different souls. So where is the question of hell? It's all only a different levels of goodness that we are experiencing. And when you're having, when you know that everybody is good, it's only a different level of goodness, then why should we hate anybody? Why should we slander or backbite or do any of these things? Okay, he's living his life, I'm living my life. So I'm going to be responsible for my own deeds, my own thoughts, my own words. So the point is that ideology keeps on changing. These are simple things, but which gives a profound sort of a meaning to life. So when I connect these two, don't worry, be happy. And also that Baba is the one who puts the problems in our lives. And it is he alone, he will take it away from you. worth living a life in that case. What's wrong in that? It's perfect. It's only you trust him. It's only you believe him and you have patience. That's all.
Yeah. First, talking about talking about not worrying, you touched upon the subject of not worrying.
Yes.
What Baba has said is that you have to leave it 100% to me. If you hold on to it even 1%,
Yeah.
that means Baba says he wants to do it, so let him do it. He will not take over. It's only when we surrender 100% to him,
Yes.
just tell Baba, Baba, this is my problem, solve it,
Correct.
and you get out of the situation, then he takes over, then he looks after your problem. But we have to surrender 100%.
Yes.
If
Yes.
we keep worrying about it, even minor, in a minor sense, he can't take over from you because he thinks that he's still in charge, he's still in command. So he
Correct.
stays away. We have to give up 100%.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. And there is one more thing which I came across all the messages which Rakesh and what I get from the Bombay Center. One important thing he says that when you get up in the morning, and I do it, when you get up in the morning, you say this, Baba, I now entrust all my thoughts, words, and deeds to you. Sincerely. You start saying it 5 times or saying for 5 minutes. And and he says very clearly, you leave it to me afterwards. So once you are in his hands, you are in God's hand. I don't know whether I'm saying it the right thing. So that's how it is. But this is how I believe, and I take it very seriously, such things. But I absolutely agree with what you are saying. Naturally, it falls into that. That's how it is.
okay. Paras, last thought.
Yes.
Yes, Sam, I got the hint. Sam, I got the hint. Put it away. Last thought. You were detected COVID positive.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
You must have gone through hell, I can understand.
Yes.
How did you take it being a Baba lover? You were in a hospital, etc.
Yes, 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 very true. And I'll tell you that also. To be honest, I took it the way it was coming and let it happen, whatever used to happen. And another important thing which my daughter will also say, that I was going to be admitted to the hospital. When I was going to be admitted, the hospitals refused me for a simple reason that they don't have an ICU unit. And if you have an ICU unit, then only you could be admitted. But fortunately, I was not having that symptomatic sort of thing. I had an asymptomatic. But then also, the doctors were refusing me. And out of the blue, my Natasha daughter will say, on the doors of the hospital, somebody called him and say that, yeah, call her and say that, where are you, after out of the blue, somebody came up. And he says, don't worry. And he happened to be the big shot, some politician friend of hers. And he got me admitted in 5 minutes. Out of the blue. It was no intended. Baba lover. He was also a Baba lover. He was not? Achha, he was not a Baba lover, but...
When I had gone to Hyderabad, on one of the trips, I was in the bus.
Oh, 1 second. Natasha. Okay, Paras, can I take over with Natasha?
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Huh? No, 1 sec. Can I take over?
I'll just finish this. I'll just finish this. There's a reason I'll tell you. I wanted to get up early morning at 5 o'clock, and he says, between 5 and 6, I'm present at all places, and there's a right time to meditate. I've got on my WhatsApp something. Baba says, I could never get up at 5 o'clock. Either it is 4:45, and I said 5 minutes I'll sleep, and I'll doze off for 1.5 hours or 2 hours. And I'll say, forget it. And sometimes I would wake up at 5 o'clock. Okay, fine, let me close my eyes, and again I'll doze off. Hey, impossible. But in the hospital, others started coming for testing and all that at 4:30 in the morning. Now I got into habit of getting up at 4:30, 45. That's how I feel that probably the trip has made me habituated to getting up so early and doing my meditation, which I feel probably it's God's way of making me get up early and getting habituated. So that's how it is. Anyway, this is how I complete.
There's one thing I would like to point out, Mr. Bana. Aji, there is a book for children already existing, Baba,
Yeah,
this thing already come out from Bauji or someone long back. So just check on it before
I'll do
you
that.
get on
Yeah.
to this thing.
Yes,
Okay?
of course. Yes, of course. My intention is to write something very simple, sort of a thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
leads the children into thinking about Baba from the very beginning. That's all.
From my
Nothing.
side, I mean, center and everything, we shall give
Yes,
you
of course.
full support,
Yes.
whatever way we can. Thank you.
It will be more of
Very good.
illustrations, pictures, and all that which entice people, children. A very simple language which teaches them. It's only after people, when the children see some stories which inspires them, which motivates them, which makes them believe that yes, what I'm doing is right. So this is how it is.
If I may just say something for a minute, Jimmy, this is, Meher Baba talks about his manifestation and this, that, and the other. This is how he works. He inspires people to come out with children's books. The children read it and then they grow up. The seeds of love for God are sown in them. And that is how this whole world will, it will spread. And
That's
you will be instrumental, one of the instruments towards his cause. Simple as that. Jai
hope
Meher.
so.
Jai.
Okay. Hope so. Hope so. God
Jai.
is great. Jai
Yeah.
Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai. Natasha will.
Yeah, let her come. Thank you.
Everything. There are wires all around. I don't know how I
Jai
manipulate.
Baba.
Hot seat में अभी जाओ.
Yeah, Natasha.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Just introduce yourself in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. So, hi everyone, Jai Baba. I am Natasha and I am a CA. I work at an infra company. And yeah, I'm living in Bombay with my parents and my sister.
Okay. Natasha, you came to know about Meher Baba through your dad, of course, absolutely,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he left for Mehrabad the first time. Then your parents left for Mehrabad the next time. In the intervening period, what was going on in your mind? Dad is going to Mehrabad. God knows where is this Mehrabad. God knows where is, and who is this Meher Baba. So just tell us briefly the background.
Yeah. So my dad that way has been a very religious person, So then since some 5 years, he started talking about Meher Baba. I'm like, Meher Baba? I can't say Meher Baba. Who is this Meher Baba? And I was like, why is dad getting so involved in all this Baba business? I was like, nahi, Aura Mazda Shah, Zarathustra Shah, we are good. And I was like wondering why all this sudden pull towards Meher Baba. So dad went there the first time, and dad went there after that, and I was quite indifferent to some extent. I'm like, okay, must be something that they must be doing. And then once then they asked me, to come to Mehrabad to pay a visit there, and I had some couple of exams coming up, and I told them, okay, no, I can't come. I have my exams and I have to study. And they said that just come, it will be nice, it will be a good change, So I said, okay, I will come, I'll just take it as a vacation. Don't expect me to, be all involved in it and stuff like that. So that's how it began. So I went to Mehrabad the first time, and it was so when I went there the first time, everyone started greeting each other with Jai Baba, and I was a newcomer. I didn't know Meher Baba. I didn't know who he was. My dad used to send me some snippets of Meher Baba, and I used to read them, but I never really paid attention. I'm like, okay, must be something. I just dismissed it. And then everyone started greeting, with Jai Baba, and Jimmy Uncle, you shared some stories of Baba, and I'm like, okay, must be there. This must be some very spiritual, high soul, probably. And Then we went in the evening for the aarti, and we were standing in the queue, to go in and go to the tomb and to the samadhi, and I was still with that thought in mind that I am not going to bow down to Meher Baba, because I felt like I was betraying Aura Mazda or Zarathustra. That why should I bow down to him? Who is he? So I went in and I just touched the marble slab, and then there was a person there and who was ushering everyone in, and he told me, bow down. And I'm like, okay, since you are telling me, I will bow down. So I bowed down and I came out, and I was very normal. I was like, okay, this is what it is. It's a vacation, nice place, serene, peaceful. Then the aarti was about to begin, and I went ahead and I took the book in my hand, and everyone started, praying. And the moment everyone started praying, I don't know, there was just a feeling of I just felt very overwhelmed. I felt very full of emotions, when the aarti began, especially during the repentance prayer. And I'm like, oh God, I need to repent for so many things that I have done. So I felt very overwhelmed the entire time, and I was very quiet, after that. And then the next morning again, Dad was going to go to the samadhi, and I said, okay, I will also come in the morning, although it's very difficult for me to wake up in the morning so early. But I said, no, I will come. So I was like, since I am here, I will just probably make the most of it, that way. It was something like my heart was kind of getting pulled, but my mind was saying that no, you think about it logically. Who is this man? And that's what happened. Uh, this was my first trip to Mehrabad, and then when I returned, I met. I came to the Bombay Center also, and I remember, recounting this, and I remember these two things that Jimmy Uncle you told me, and Sama Uncle you also told me. Jimmy Uncle said that I told Jimmy Uncle that I don't know who he is. So Jimmy Uncle said that you tell Baba, show you who he is. You ask Baba. So I'm like, okay, no harm in that. I will do that. Then Sam Uncle told me that, you take him along with you as a friend wherever you go. Take him as a friend and just talk to him, have a conversation with him. I'm like, okay, let me try that. So I started doing that. I started reading Jimmy Uncle's book, and I read a lot of material on Meher Baba. When I was traveling from home to office in the train, I used to read about Meher Baba on meherbabadhyana.net. It's a page. And I read all his discourses, and you see, before I came to Baba, I had a lot of questions in my head that what is the purpose of life? Why are we born? Are we just born to, earn money, spend, and die? Is that what the purpose is? And I was never sold to this, and I wanted to know what is the purpose of my being. Why am I born? Also wanted to know, why are there religions? It's just dividing everyone. It's not uniting. Why? I had a lot of questions. And the moment I started reading about Baba and his discourses on various topics, I got so much clarity. I got so much clarity, and with that clarity, it there was already love in my heart, but that love started getting created in my mind as well towards Baba, because I sort of saw it logically, and it was and then it was like my mind and my heart were somewhat in harmony, somewhat. And once what happened was, but I still wasn't there 100%. I still wasn't there. Then there was this one time when I watched a video of Meher Baba, and Erach came up and he said that Baba loves you more than you can ever love yourself, and he's closer to you than your very breath. And that's what put me on. That's what just took me to the other side. I was so I was so overwhelmed, and I was so full of emotions, and I started sobbing. And I remember I was sobbing so much. And it was like everything within me was just coming out, you know. It was just, I was just venting to my own self or what, I don't know. I was just sobbing a lot. And this happened in the bathroom. I don't think they know about it, but this happened in the bathroom. I locked myself in the bathroom, and I was sobbing. And in the midst of all that sobbing, you know, suddenly out of nowhere, there is a butterfly that comes in through my bathroom window. Suddenly, it just comes in and it perches itself on the bathroom wall. And I look at it and I and I look at it and I say, "Thank you, Baba." And that was it for me. This was how I became a Baba lover. So yeah.
Okay.
That,
You've been a volunteer at Amatithi, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Tell us something about those days.
Okay, Amar Titi was one of the most treasured experiences of my life. I am so thankful to Baba that, you know, he brought me there. We were volunteering at Mehrabad. I mean, at the in the line duty, and everything was so beautiful, and there were so many people, and there was so much faith, and I could really feel Baba's presence there. Really, you could feel Baba's presence. So I would just like to share this one instance. What had happened was, it was around 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was sitting there in the mandap, and there was some I think there was some Sufi songs going on, and we were just listening to that, and it was so beautiful and so lovely and soothing, and again it was like again overwhelming, you know. And um, and maybe um, and I was my body was tired, but my mind was quite active. And that is when, you know, on the stage, and Baba's poster is in this. It was in this form, right, in this position of his, and I I saw him doing this and swaying to the music
Wow.
and doing this with his fingers.
Oh,
Now
wow.
he did this with his fingers on the music, you know, and I I don't I still don't know whether I was imagining that or whether it actually happened, but I just felt it to be true that time. I just knew it to be true. And I rubbed my eyes. I remember I rubbed my eyes and I opened them again to see it. And I again saw him doing these actions. So I was like, this was just, I don't know. I was just very blessed probably to experience this, and feel his I felt his presence the most that time. He just like wraps you up in love and warms you up, and you just don't want to get out from there. You just want to stay there in his arms safe, you know. So that was my experience.
If I may say something, Baba had this habit. What you saw is what he used to do. When I was a kid, and I distinctly remember at Guru Prasad, there was this singing program going on, and the singer would sing Hamari Kahi Mano Raja Ji, and Baba would give tal like this, you know, dang, and then very nice, and then this and that, and he had this habit. So what you saw, that was the truth. I mean, yeah, what else can I say? But he did this. Perhaps in your previous life, you may have been present around there and seen him do this. So this time he repeated it for you. I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing all this. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Okay. So, Natasha, now Zoroaster is Meher Baba for you.
Yes, 100%, without a doubt. Without a doubt. In fact, there was a Facebook post recently, and there was somebody who said, I want to know more about Meher Baba. And I told him that, you know, you should go to Mehrabad and experience it. And he said that, yeah, there are a lot of saints, and saints and sages out there. I told him, Meher Baba is not a saint. He is an avatar of Zarathustra. And then he said, okay. So yes, Meher Baba, I truly believe that he is, yes, he is God for me. 100%,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Natasha.
Thank you. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Is Tinaz ready to come?
Yes, I am.
Oh, wow. So here comes the elder sister. Jai Baba Tinaz.
Jai
Welcome.
Baba, Jimmy uncle. Jai Baba, everybody.
Yeah, come in the center. Come in the center.
Yes, we are all shuffling between wires over here.
Sorry. Take care.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Just introduce yourself in a couple of minutes.
Okay, so I'm Tinaz, and I am a teacher at one of the South Bombay schools where I teach commerce and economics. And yeah, currently I have done my MBA and all, and I'm currently living with my parents in South Bombay.
Okay. The first question, which I also asked to your sister, once your dad went to Meherabad, right?
Yes.
Then your dad and mom went to Meherabad.
Yes.
Then your dad and mom and Natasha went to Meherabad.
Yes.
And presumably you were at home at that time, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just recap those days and share your thoughts with us. Because you were at home and they were at Meherabad.
Yes. See, I couldn't go because I was in the midst of my exams and lots of school stuff and all was happening. So every time I had to miss, and Amar Tithi generally comes in Feb, Jan, Feb. That's my prelim time. So I couldn't go. Yeah, but then I thought कि चलो नहीं मम्मी डैडी गया. Natasha has also gone. She even volunteered to go for Amar Tithi. I mean, like there has to be something. So March I came alone. Jimmy uncle with I think Kathy uncle. I met you there. Yeah. And yeah, and I don't know, something told me. It said, "Jobu joiye such hai." Because mummy daddy भी बड़ा बात करता था, and you know even Natasha started talking so much, and they used to share their experiences, and I would not want to believe because I was also very new to this concept, and for me also Ahura Mazda and Zarathustra ne Kasti Karvani, Bedios ne Agyari Javanu Church ne all that was the thing with which I have grown up, you know. So, but suddenly I saw a change in my sister and in my parents, and I'm wondering, I think I should go. So let us see what this is, because it was a change for good. You know, things were less rigid. You know, things became less rigid. More understanding happened. You know, understanding in terms of looking at the picture from a far off horizon. You know, when you see things from a far off horizon, you stop focusing on the little things which really don't matter a lot. Like it's okay, you know, if you probably forget to do kasti, but it's very important to just remember God, you know, genuinely, truly from your heart. You don't need to sit praying for 4 hours. You know, you just have to remember God for truly from your heart for that 1 minute. That's the most important prayer, actually. So these things started happening in my family, and yeah, so Meherabad came at a very important and a crucial time also in my life. In the sense, you see, there was a lot of problems and a lot of things happening in my personal life, in my personal space also, and lots of rough times. I have, you know, things were very rough. And when I came to Meherabad, you see, that was the first time after I think years that I actually must have laughed from my heart.
My God.
I must have laughed from my heart. Genuinely from my soul, I must have laughed at Meherabad almost after
many months and probably years also. So that was something that I was so thankful to Baba to get me to Merazat for, you know. And then when I went to the Samadhi, when I bowed down my head over there, I touched the tomb and I cried. And, there is a lot of overwhelming emotion that comes out, when you are literally, when your mind doesn't know, but your heart knows that you are in sync or you are with someone who truly unconditionally loves you, and that feeling, which you can't understand, but you can only feel. That feeling is something that overwhelmed me, and made me just cry. And then after that, I was so calm, peaceful, happy. I wanted to sing. So I sang at the aartis also, and it was very, very magical. I felt that place was very jagruk, I've never felt like this before at any place. Very alive. Alive in the positive way. And the aartis just, are so beautiful also when everybody comes together, irrespective of caste, color, creed, race, religion, irrespective of language, whatever. Everything that you speak, everything that you are over there is only for God and for that one person, that one Baba, who we all so dearly love. So yeah, and I had a very, very, very happy time. Those 5 days were genuinely one of the most happiest days of my life in so many years. And after that, when I came home, there is a level of I don't know, some sort of a comfort level which you have when you have Baba. You don't feel alone. You see, when you are constantly remembering him, when you are constantly loving him, and you know that he's loving you unconditionally, you just feel that presence of someone who's always constantly going to be there with you no matter what, and you just feel that, Ocha, okay, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm fine. I will manage it. I will overcome it. Why? Because I'm not alone. You see? So yeah, those are my experiences.
So life has changed for the better for you, right?
Absolutely. At least I'm much calmer, peaceful, happier.
So when you said you saw change in Natasha, even she behaved herself with you.
She was very feisty, earlier. She was like, nahi, I to karwano hai. No, this is supposed to be this way. How can you do it? Blah, 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 blah. For her, it was only this way or no other way, but this way. But then I saw a drastic change in her, and I was like, how didn't this happen to my sister? Cool. She's become a totally different person. Her mindset has changed. Her way of looking towards life has changed. This must be something.
Okay, we haven't talked anything about your mother. Tell us about your mother. 5 minutes.
My mom.
No, you speak in your words. You speak in your words. What are it about her?
My mom has always been a very open-minded and a logical person, frankly. After I think Mehrabad, she also used to be very tensed. Ke phase ke nahi kaam. Oh, always tensed, always anxious, always worried. But after I think her trips to Mehrabad, she's much calmer. She's much calmer. She's Dad says improved. But she's much at peace with life, much at peace with life. And even her cough has improved somehow.
Is she wanting to come? Is she wanting to share or not? No, I don't. Okay.
Jai, just saying Jai Baba, that's all.
Okay. Jai Baba. Yeah, anything else you want to tell us something about your dad from your perspective after he come in, Baba.
He also, just exactly everything that he said was absolutely true. He was, as we said, we've grown up in a very rigid sort of environment where you have to do this and you have to do that. And how can you not do? And if you don't do it, I mean, we were scolded upon, you know. But all that doesn't happen anymore. Now I'm seeing a drastic change. And I'm like, Kai nahi, Baba nu naam le, everything will be fine. Don't worry, you have Baba in your thoughts, everything will be fine. And this sort of a understanding which happens, builds bonds. Family gets closer. You start empathizing, you start bonding more. Just because of one love for Baba. So that is something very beautiful. Yeah.
So Panas are looking forward to next trip to Mehrabad.
Very much. I wish I could spend my entire COVID break there in Mehrabad and take my online classes from there.
But we don't have Commerce College over there.
That's okay. I'll carry my books and my laptop with me. But yeah, Natasha wanted to read up a poem.
Okay,
a
sure.
prayer.
Yeah, let her come. Let her come.
I came across this beautiful prayer that Baba had asked Erash to recite, which I would just like to share with all of you. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not this and I am not that. I am nothing but a living lie of that truth that is me. And unless the lie is dead, the truth cannot be. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you so much. Bana family, thank you for joining and thank you for your time. We loved it. Absolutely loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Okay, Sam, your
Yes.
calendar and you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Bana family. Thanks a lot. What can I say? Listening to all you so-called youngsters, compared to me, y'all are youngsters, teaches me so many new things. To express it in Hindi, it changes my perspective. Mera nazariya badal diya. It has changed my perspective of looking at things. And I'm so glad ki you guys have come on board and you have shared all this, and it's just beautiful. What I want to convey to all of us is, compared to the rest of the people in this world, we are just very, very fortunate that in this very life, we met God. We met God. Yes, we met God. And there was something which I wanted to say on this forum. It is all my own. I'm not read it anywhere. It has got nothing to do with Baba's sayings, nothing of that sort. It's just my own thought about the two books. One is God Speaks, and the second one that I showed, which is now being read and discussed, it's called In God's Hand. Somehow or the other, fortunately or unfortunately, I'm quite a Dumbo when it comes to intellect. But when it comes to heart, this Babaji scores, So, just this title, God Speaks, to me, forget the contents. That is massive. That is knowledge, that is gnosis, whatever you call it. But when God speaks, how many of us listen to him? That is my Khuda bole. Have we listened to him? That is what I want to do. Listen to what God spoke. And then, having done that, leave it all in God's hand. Khuda ke, like your father and you all have been doing now, just leave it all to Baba. So these are the two things that I felt. Ke bhai, because this is my favorite couplet from Kabir. It's a bit difficult to understand, but I will explain. The words are, पुराण को पार नहीं, वेदा को अंत नहीं, वाणी अपार है, कहाँ चित्त दीजिए, लाखों की एक बात, करोड़ की कहूँ मैं, ये सभी के सार रूप, राम नाम लीजिए. Kabir was a perfect master of his time. And he says that Puran is the Hindu sacred books. Puran ko par nahi, Vedas ko ant nahi. There's no limit to Vedas. This Veda, that Veda, Rig Veda, this, that. Vani apar hai. There are too many jokers like Sam Patel talking, you know. Vani apar hai. Kahan chitt dijiye? Where will you pay attention to? Who will you follow? Then he gives an answer. लाखों की एक बात, करोड़ की कहूं मैं, ये सभी के सार रूप. सभी के सार रूप means as an essence of it all, Ram Naam लीजिए. Keep taking Ram's name. And that is what this is all about. We fellows do so many fafas, I call it, because at the end of the day, what matters the most is how close you are with him. That's all that matters. What I think of you, what people at Meher Baba Center think of me, doesn't really care. I mean, Baba doesn't care about all that. He just wants to know how close you are to him. अपने दिलों में कैसे उनको संभाल के रखा है. How have you kept him in this heart of yours? That's all that he cares about. He doesn't want your money, your name, fame, this, that. अरे उसके पास बहुत आए और बहुत गए ऐसे. He doesn't give a damn about any of these things. Anyway, before I get carried away with all this basan, I will get back to business. And
Sam, sorry, Havovi Dada Chanji wanted to say something.
Please get her on. Come in, Havovi. Hello. Havovi.
I think she's put her hand down. So I think she had written a message. So maybe that's what she wanted to convey. I'm not sure.
Her message says, darling Natasha and all, great going. May you all grow in his sweet loves. Havovi. Oshang Havovi. She has just sent her regards and greetings. Okay. Areva. In my old age, somebody has sent a compliment also. Beautifully said, Uncle Sam. Wow, wow. Shabas, shabas. Anyway, now let's read the calendar. We have this practice of beginning of the month. We read the Baba's message for the month. The title is Completely Forgiven and Forgotten. Baba goes on to say, people ask God for forgiveness. But since God is everything and everyone, who is there for him to forgive? Forgiveness of the created was already there in his act of creation. But still people ask God for forgiveness. And he forgives them. But they, instead of forgetting that for which they had asked for forgiveness, forget that God has forgiven them and instead remember the things they were forgiven, and so nourish the seed of wrongdoing, and it bears its fruit again and again. They plead for forgiveness, and again the master keeps saying, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive. Sorry. But it is impossible for men to forget their wrongdoings and the wrongs done to them by others. And since they cannot forget, they find it hard to forgive. But forgiveness is the best charity. This is my favorite sentence from this whole thing. Forgiveness is the best charity. It is easy to give the poor money and goods when one has plenty. But to forgive, it is hard. But it is the best thing if one can do it. Supremacy over others will never cause a man to find a change in himself. The greater his conquest, the stronger is his confirmation of what his mind tells him. That there is no God other than his own power. And he remains separate from God, the absolute power. But when the same mind tells him that there is something which may be called God, and further when it prompts him to search for God, that he may see him face to face, he begins to forget himself and to forgive others for whatever he has suffered from them. And when he has forgiven everyone and has completely forgotten himself, he finds that God has forgiven him everything, and he remembers who in reality he is. Complications are not natural to unity because duality is based on complications. And like these young ladies mentioned earlier, Baba says here in one sentence, think of me, remain cheerful in all your trials, and I am with you, helping you. Are you all listening? Oi, Tinaz. Think of me, remain cheerful in all your trials, and I am with you, helping you. Meher Baba. Okay, now just a few events of the month. 3rd of September, Perfect Master Narayan Maharaj dropped his body in the year 1945. 7th of September 1953, Meher Baba gave his discourse, The Highest of the High. 8th of September 1931, Meher Baba and Mahatma Gandhi met aboard the ship SS Rajputana. 11th September 1931, Meher Baba's first European visit, he docked at Marseille. 1954, beginning of 3 incredible weeks. 12th September, what is on the 12th? If anybody can guess. Can anybody guess what is on 12th of every month? Okay. Anyway, in 1954, 12th of September, Baba gave his messages, How to Love God and the Avatar's Call at Ahmednagar. 15th of September, 1931, Meher Baba disclosed to his followers in England that he is the Avatar at Combe Martin in UK. 1929, Baba's ship docked at Karachi. 1931, Perfect Master Hazrat Baba Jan dropped her body on the 21st of September. 26th of September 1929, Meher Baba's second visit to Persia. 29th September 1954, special meeting of male East and West followers. 30th of September 1954, Meher Baba gave his final declaration. And now, last and final message of Meher Baba. He says, this is beautiful. Please listen to this very carefully. Repeat my name constantly and awake me in your hearts so that you become awake for all time. I'll repeat this. Repeat my name constantly and awake me in your hearts so that you become awake for all times. There is so much to Baba's name. There is so much to Baba's name that somewhere he has said, Baba has said that sometimes even I, meaning him, repeat my name. Meher Baba would repeat his name, Meher Baba. That's how strong and powerful, or whatever you want to call it, is Baba's name. There is that khubi in it. There is that.
Sam?
Haji.
Auntie wants to say something.
Sorry?
Auntie wants to say something. Auntie wants to say something.
Okay, pull her in, bring her in. Come in, Hawavi.
Unmute your mic.
Hawavi.
Please unmute your mic.
Okay, is that good?
Haji, very good. Chalo, awo, finally, yes.
Because we are both dopes on this.
No, it doesn't matter.
I would like to share a story with you, which Dheeraj told us once in Mirazar.
Haji, please do.
This is a beautiful story on obedience. Muhammad was sitting with his mandli in his hometown. A stranger comes there and Muhammad is asking him, what is your profession? So what he tells Muhammad Sahib, Sahib, my father is a robber, a thief. So Muhammad says, so what? There is no harm in it. I ordered you to carry on with his profession. Muhammad is asking him to carry on with his profession, continue being a thief only. But do justice, number one, in your vocation. On prayer call, when it is prayer time, the Mohammedans pray 5 times a day, stop everything and pray. Then you are a thief. Hearing this from Muhammad, he goes out bravely in search of some rich party so that he can rob them. But Muhammad had told him, be very fair in your profession. If he thought, now this is a very rich party and I should go into their house and rob them. So he quietly goes inside the house, and what happens? He digs the ground and finds about 12 bags of gold. So there was a prayer call. So he throws away all the 11 bags and he said, one is enough for me. This will last me for a very long time. So he keeps one bag with him only, and the rest he throws away in the house and starts praying. So the owner of the house said that I have never prayed in the house. So who is praying now so loudly? He is asking his wife, who is this person who's praying today just now in the house. So they find that this thief was bowing down and praying to Allah. He remembers the words of Muhammad, can do justice. So he had thrown away all the 11 bags. They will also need it. So that they are not robbed of all the bags. What happens is now that the husband and the wife, they had a very beautiful daughter. So they thought that this is a very good man. Although he's a thief, he prays and throws away all the 11 bags and leaves only, wants to take away only one bag. So they thought that he's the right person for their daughter, right match for his daughter. So they asked the man, would you like to marry our daughter? So the man said, sure, why not? And because he obeyed the order of the master, he got a very good match, a very good family, and a very beautiful wife. And they got married and remained very happy later on. So this is what you get when you obey the order of the master.
God's reward.
God's reward, this was. May I continue one more story?
Haji, please. Yes, yeah, please, briefly, yes.
So this is again another story of money. Baba, this is about Baba's compassion. It was written in February 1991. Dhondibai was working there in the Merazat compound, and she was a wife of a nearby farmer also. I just wanted to see Baba before she felt that now she's going to go away, pass away. So she asked Mani, is it possible to see Baba at least once in my last time in my life? So Baba was in a very strict seclusion. Mani told her to come the next day and said, he'll stand behind this tree. And what happened was that Baba, she never told Baba that Dhondubai wants to meet you or want to see you. But Baba normally carries this big scarf on his head and he covers his face. But this time, he removed the scarf while passing through Merazat backside from the ladies' side to the Mandli hall. He removed his scarf from the head and kept it open. And he stopped on the way for a little time and looked at Dhondibai and satisfied her urge or wish that Baba said happiness and joy and happiness. So this is the kindness of Baba. This is how Baba would fulfill the longing and desires of his lovers. Jai Mehr Baba.
Jai Mehr Baba also. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Folks, it's nearing time now. We'll have to wind up very shortly. Just want to say, let us hold on to him. Hold on to him with both our hands. Hold on to his daman, and he will take us through. He will take us through. And Baba has said very clearly and distinctly, for those who become mine. Ocean likes this sentence of mine, you know, whenever I say this. Those of you who become mine, I dare not, care not. Baba will see us till the end. Our only job is to remember him when we breathe our last. And to do that, we have to start remembering him from right now, so that when the end comes, Havovi has this habit. If she is in a taxi and the car is coming through, or if she feels that something is going to happen, she'll suddenly scream out, Baba, oh Baba. She has this habit. And that is... Habit. Haji?
Good habit, I say.
Yes, yes. And that
If
is
I'm
what.
going to die, I'll go with his name on my lips, right?
Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
So, thank you, everybody. Thank you for.
Uncle Sam, thank you for this session. It's really beautiful.
Thank you,
Thank
Baba.
you
Thank
so
you, Baba, for
Thank you so
everything.
Yeah.
Thank
I want to just ask you, Hoshang uncle, what's up with you? Why are you growing a beard?
Huh?
Why do you have a beard? Are you following Jal uncle's footsteps? Looks like you have a
Send
beard.
some dollars and he'll remove the. Here I have a shave.
Oh,
You're the dollar king.
By the way, the Glow magazines are in, and they will be posted out very soon. So there'll be two copies, two issues together coming out your way very shortly. So that was just an announcement that I had to make. Anything else anybody wants to share very briefly? Let us know.
Just something Arnavas told us.
Huh.
The trouble with you is that you do not leave everything entirely to me. If you would leave everything entirely to me, then the responsibility would be mine. But here we go, I, me, mine, and like spokes in the wheel, and that's how we lose out.
Thank
Here's giving everything entirely to him. Jai Baba.
Thank you, Jai Baba. Jai Baba, everybody. The host may close the session now, if you so wish. I'm
Jai Baba.
Jai Mer.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. Lovely session.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Haji.
Let's end with this very small prayer at least of Baba.
Beloved Baba.
Beloved Baba.
Okay, we started with it, but you can.
Came in late, sorry.
Never mind.
Penny, you say it. You decided, Hoshan. Go ahead.
This would be a practice, but it's nice since it came so spontaneously.
It will be our usual practice, which we have been following since 80s.
Yes, so do it, ne? Hoshan. Chalni bolni. Beloved God, do it.
Beloved God, boliye. Chalo. Sathe bolo, badda everybody together.
No, y'all do it because it will cause chaos. If everybody tries to say it, it doesn't work on the net like this. Chalo, tame bolo.
Chalo.
Beloved God,
Haji.
Help us all to love you more and more, more and more,
And more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of your union with you.
and help us
And
all
help us all to hold fast to Baba's Lama till the very end. Avatara Meher Baba ki jai.
joy and his love to everyone.
thank you, Sam.
Thank
Jai
you,
Baba.
Baba, for everything. Thank you, Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, everyone.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Raji children, I'm just saying today, Sarosh uncle's two girls are going to be speaking later on in the day.
Yeah.
There's a program. Look up Rakesh's forwards. So that's I think at 9:30 by Indian Standard Time. That should be very interesting. I've seen part of it and I'd love to see it again.
Yeah.
It's 9:30.
In case,
It's very nice. It's a very nice show.
yeah, it's a very nice show.
Yeah.
Jai Baba.
To
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.